We have some major breaking news as it has been announced that 2011 and Farmer Motorsports have been granted preliminary injunction and will race as charter teams in 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, we got some pretty massive and major breaking news as it has been announced that 2011 and Farmer Motorsports have been granted preliminary injunction. Here's a report from Bob Pockers. Breaking, 2011 and Farmer Motorsports have obtained a preliminary injunction to race as charter teams in 2025, as well as for approval of the Stewart-Haas racing transfers. This is absolutely huge. This preliminary injunction will guarantee that they'll get to race as charter teams for the 2025 season and will not have to race as open teams in 2025. Now, NASCAR does have an opportunity here to go ahead and respond. They have a chance to go ahead and accept the ruling today, or they could go ahead and appeal the ruling, which in the case, it would have to go to the courts, and the courts can decide whether they want to approve it or they don't want to go ahead and approve it. But this is an absolute massive win for the teams and everybody involved. And here's why this is a major, major win. Number one, this means this lawsuit is going to continue going forward. This means that the lawsuit will continue going forward, the lawsuit will not be dismissed, and the case will continue on. I would also have to imagine that this is now going to go to discovery. But another big reason why this preliminary injunction has been granted and why this is a really, really good reason is because the Stewart-Haas racing transfers are going to happen. I'd have to think that the evidence coming out about Stewart-Haas racing and those transfers not being approved probably played a major, major role in this. And I think another big reason why this did end up getting granted is because of the situation of the judge change. We had a judge change this past week or so. Kenneth Bell, I think, took over. Judge Frank Whitney had been overseeing the case. He had denied the original preliminary injunction, but now you've got the other side winning their side of the preliminary injunction because I think the new judge coming in played a major role in that. This also means that they will have both teams will have 3-car teams for the 2025 season. Bubba Wallace will continue driving a 23 car for 2011 and 2025, which we know he has a contract through 2026. Tyler Reddick will continue driving a 45 car for 2011 next year. There is some talk and conversation about Tyler Reddick unfortunately losing his seat. Tyler Reddick will continue driving that number 45 car for 2025. And Riley Herbst, in the charter transfer happening, Riley Herbst will now drive the 35 car. As expected, we already knew the announcement had come out, but Riley Herbst will drive that number 35 car in 2025. For Front Row Motorsports, they also will be a 3-car team in 2025. Noah Gragson will drive most likely number 4. We're expecting his number to be the number 4 car for 2025. Todd Gilliland will drive a 34 car. Now, we don't have official confirmation on the third Front Row Motorsports seat, but Zane Smith is the likely driver to get behind the wheel of the third seat. We don't officially know the number. It could be 14, but a lot of people think it's going to be the number 38. So I do expect that in the coming days and probably very, very soon, we are going to get an announcement on Zane Smith driving the third car. This is a massive, massive win for the teams. The fact that they've gotten a preliminary injunction approved, this, like I said, means that the case will continue going on going forward. They presented a lot of evidence, and this lawsuit, I think, is just beginning. And I think there might be some dirty laundry that may be going out coming forward. Throughout this lawsuit so far, as I've said, both sides have presented some evidence. NASCAR has presented their side of evidence throughout the lawsuit, while the teams, they presented their side throughout as well. But it seems like with the new judge coming in, it seems like they're leaning a little more toward the teams, which I think is a really, really big win and a major step in the right direction for the teams. And this is big because now they're going to be able to get that money. Again, probably by the time I'm recording this, there probably is going to be an announcement if NASCAR is going to go ahead and appeal it, which I have to think they have. I think they have till today to appeal it, I'm pretty sure, if they want to. If not, I don't know if they can appeal it or not. This is a major, major win because this also is a big win for the sponsors. We're not going to have to worry about sponsors like Monster Energy or McDonald's or companies like Love's Travel Stop or even Rush Truck Centers who's going to go to Front Row next year. We're not going to have to worry about those sponsors potentially leaving. This is a major, major win for the teams and the organizations involved. And this also is big because Tony Stewart and Stewart-Haas Racing will be able to get their money. From what I had heard, the charters are worth $28 million each. And that money going to the Stewart-Haas Racing, that means the transfer can be finally complete. And NASCAR will have no choice. If they don't appeal it, they'll have no choice but to approve those Stewart-Haas Racing transfers. This is an epic day for the sport. I think it's a big, big win. I will say this throughout this lawsuit. I've kind of been in the middle of it from time to time. I definitely want the teams to win this lawsuit for the sport to be in a better position. The sport right now, the money side is not the most sustainable currently at the moment. And the teams and people in the industry should be able to get a little bit more money going forward, especially in the sport. We do know, of course, with the new charter agreement, the charter teams are going to get a lot of that pie. And also this is big. It's also a little bit negative because Daytona 500 won't have all those open entries that we're kind of looking for. But at the same token, at the same time, the field is going to be a lot more competitive. We're not going to have to worry about them missing the Clash. We're not going to have to worry about them missing the Daytona 500. Maybe, just maybe somehow in a crazy way now we could actually get Martin Truex Jr. that opportunity to run the Daytona 500. That'd be really, really cool. Maybe that 42311 car will actually show up after all to the Daytona 500, despite the fact that that had been denied and that wasn't going to happen. But I'm really excited about this. I'm very glad to see this is a huge win for the teams, and it seems like the evidence that had been presented was enough to get the case changed from what they did. The first preliminary injunction, they didn't have enough evidence. They wanted new evidence to be brought in, and not a lot of these coulda, shouldas. They want a lot of evidence to be presented, and the teams have brought the evidence it seemed like they needed to go ahead and win their side of the thing. Again, this is a major, major win for the teams, and this lawsuit will continue going forward. I do expect that Discovery will be the next big thing. That's probably the next thing it's going to go. There's going to be a lot more stuff to come out from this, and this lawsuit, I think, will be lasting for a very, very long time. And there'll be a lot of coverage on this as time progresses and goes on. But like I said, this is a major, major win for the teams, a major win for 2011 in front row, and it's all just beginning. They will race as charter teams in 2025. And they wanted that open thing to be removed where they can't sue us with a preliminary injunction. This is a big win for the teams, in my opinion. So, that is going to be today's special breaking news report on 2011 and front row being granted preliminary injunction. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links go below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are your thoughts about 2011 and front row being granted the charters for 2025 and not losing them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If there's any more major news that does break throughout the rest of the week, we'll discuss here live on the channel. If not, the next time you'll see me, we'll be doing the Spire Motorsports team preview for 2025, going through all 4 cars for next year. If there's any other major news, we'll discuss it live. Friday, we'll probably have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days. This weekend, I'm going to be doing truck predictions. I'm going to have some other content dropping, maybe some other stuff you'll see. We might be doing some other prediction videos down the road as well. Talk about people like Carl Edwards, Shane Van Gisbergen, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Connor Zillis, Jr. Motorsports. More updates come from the lawsuit, all that kind of stuff. Expect to see that on the channel over the course of the next couple days. And we'll talk about everything here on the channel, especially Chandler Smith. If that news gets announced, I'm going to RCR. Same thing, Eric Almirola and all the other drivers like Parker Reshuff, who got announced today to his seat for 2025. Got a lot of great content dropping that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.